Hello guys, this is AJ Alburo and welcome to episode 2 of Q&A with AJ Alburo. So since in the previous episode, 4 people asked me questions. So let's just answer these questions given to me. There are 5 of them. Since the first one, you might be familiar with this one because he is one of the heads of Cambrian Studios. So the first one is from Kuya Marquez. So since he spoke in a different language, so in Filipino, so I may have to translate this one in English. So what he said is, "Sir, my question is, when did you start playing bass slap?" My answer to that is, I started doing bass slap at June 2012. So what I can say is that the first bass slap that I learned are from Russ Rogers and Victor Wooten. They have amazing bass slap style, and also it helps me improve on my bass. I was still a beginner that time, last 2012. I was 11 years old. I already know how to slap the bass, and what I can say is that there are some other techniques that I've learned, like bass guitar tapping from Dan Donegan. Since Dan Donegan is a guitarist from Disturbed, I just used linear tapping by using this finger and this, like I used to tap the bass just linear, but I haven't tapped like chords or piano kinds of type. But anyway, I even saw Billy Sheehan doing that before. He's good at tapping the bass. That was the first bass guitar tapping skill I learned. But then, and the harmonics, the natural harmonics, somebody taught me that one since I was in 2014. I was 13 years old. I know natural harmonics, but just in the basic way. But soon I began to improve all my skills. And look at me now on 2020. So the next question is from Hatazy Tagle. I know him. He's the keyboard player of Bagsac, and the other keyboard player is Luis Manaay, also known as Hilarion Luis Manaay. He's a keyboard player but also the rhythm guitarist of Bagsac. So what his question is, because I have been playing as a substitute bass player for Bagsac also, since then is their original bass player. So what he said is that, how many bands do you have? This is just simple. The first band that I joined is from Jesus is Alive community. I am part of a worship team ministry, and I started there. And also the first band, what I can tell you is that I joined my first band last 2016. The name of the band was J-pop. The meaning of J-pop is Jesus Popular Music. It's a Christian band. I joined that is the first Christian band that I joined. The second band was been formed, but although it's not even working right. So the third band is from the third until the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, until the 13th, 14th, or 15th. I joined it in my college life. Since last year, I've joined a lot of bands last year in Xavier University. I'm also part of XU Sound Table, the org. So that's what his question is. So let's just move on to the next question. This one is from he is a guitar teacher of Sam's Music Lab. So what he said is that, like, since he's a guitar teacher, but he doesn't teach bass that much. He knows also how to play bass, and what he said is that uh, he is known as Sir Melvin Oliveros. So what he said, he asked me, is that how to identify a good bass player from a bad bass player. So my answer is that a good bass player plays the bass with with fingers and some techniques that you have invented. Since a bad bass player is that the bass player doesn't know how to play the bass properly, and sometimes it gets messed up when a bass player does not play the bass properly. So I'm not saying that although for me, in my life, since I was a beginner, I play bass with fingers only. I do not use pick on the bass, but I use pick on the guitar. So let's us just move on to the next question. This one is from R-jhay Luzon. Since I'll tell you about him, he's the drummer of the of Coffee Band. Oh, and of course, Brent also sent me a question in the previous episode. He's the bass player of Coffee. So what he said is that, and of course, Slapshock band is a metal band here in the Philippines. So his question is, what Slapshock song do you like? My answer is the song that I listen to Slapshock is Anino Mo. It's like in the key of C minor, and also that is a great metal song. Since what I can say about that one is Slapshot, like other metal bands like Metallica, but the most favorite one of mine is Dream Theater. Since R-jhay is also a good drummer, just like and other drummers who are also I collab with are from my bands, like John Levi Galope. He is also a master drummer. Then Kuya Ronald Braga, Kuya Jed Ares, and also Satriani Salyot. And one thing I can say about them is that they are very great at drumming. And also I also have a friend uh, who is good at drums. He's also a friend of Levi. And also his name is CJ Alcantara from Cyberband. And also Cyberband is also an amazing band. And what I can say is that since before I go to the final question, I would just like to say that when I jam with these drummers, they are very good at playing and very technical. But some of them also can play Dream Theater songs. Okay, so let's move on to the last question. So this final question is from the the president of XU Soundtable, no, Jasper Edgar Olarte. He is also the vocalist of the band Squishy. And also, what I can say is that me, uh, Romel, and Kuya Al Gabriel are also friends that time. And also, I would like to show you a picture of us. There you go. So, his question to me is that if you slap that bass, would you also slap the blah 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 members here of XU Sound Table? Of course, what I can say is that XU Sound Table is a school organization that we used to join also. From Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan. Given that the downforce of gravity is equal to 9.8, and also will I pass the midterms with flying colors? So what I can say of that is that even though like what you can also pass the midterms or finals by referring to your notes, or but that doesn't involve about bass. So what I can say is that not really slap, but what I can say is that but I would slap like all of them. I just got that idea from Davey 504. So since his question is a bit funny, just like Kuya Francis Cang did on the previous episode. So what I can say is that since the since that these are the 5 questions that were answered, I mean that were given to me, then I answered them. So other than that, since before I end this one, you please like this video, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new, and also give us a thumbs up, and stay positive always. And other than that, it's AJ Alburo, and I'm out. Peace.